Hello and welcome to this week's State of Events. I'm Alicia Zapata.
And I'm Uilani Gray. Let's get to today's top story. The last time we covered the Dakota Access Pipeline, construction had just resumed after being on a voluntary hold. Since the confrontations between protesters and law enforcement have steadily increased, State of Events' Abene Clayton joins us in the studio with an update.
According to the LA Times, construction of the 1,200-mile pipeline is about 75% complete. Even though the pipeline is almost done, nationwide opposition is just getting started.
As human beings, we are part of nature. And if we destroy nature, we are destroying ourselves.
Enough is enough.
Anti-pipeline demonstrators in San Francisco are calling on President Obama to step in.
Hey, Obama, we don't want no pipeline drama.
We're monitoring this closely. There's an obligation for protesters to be peaceful, and there's an obligation for authorities to show restraint.
North Dakota's Highway Patrol Lieutenant says that most protesters are peaceful, but a handful have become more volatile and threw Molotov cocktails as authorities were responding to an illegal blockade.
The last thing the state of North Dakota wants is a confrontation, but we're having our hand forced at some point. When you take over somebody else's property or somebody else's home, who do you call? The cops.
The LA Times also says that over 400 people have been arrested since August on charges including trespassing and rioting. Alan Dorman, North Dakota's top-ranking military official, has requested $4 million from Washington to cover the cost of securing the construction site. Reporting live, I'm Abene Clayton, State of Events. Alicia, back to you.
Thanks, Abene. It is now illegal to burn wood in San Francisco during a Spare the Air alert. This year's rules prohibit wood burning indoors or outdoors when a Spare the Air alert is issued. New construction projects are only allowed to build gas fireplaces, completely banning wood fire. And San Francisco beach fires are now banned until February 28th. For more information on Spare the Air alerts and regulations, visit our Facebook page, State of Events.
Researchers from the World Health Organization have published a study on hormonal birth control for men, but the study was cut short. Michelle Gong is live in the newsroom to tell us why.
Researchers have developed an injection that significantly decreases a man's sperm count. It proved to be 96% effective, but some men reported experiencing some adverse side effects such as mood swings, increased libido, and acne. Some men dropped out of the study due to these side effects. It caused uproar amongst women everywhere since women have to endure similar side effects when taking birth control. However, Anya Menes says that women shouldn't be too critical of the men who dropped out of the study.
I don't think that women can judge the men who dropped out because them having this experience for the first time really is very uncertain and unnerving for them.
Many men say there would be a huge market for male birth control. Father of one, Richard Schwanbeck, says that he would be interested in using such a product.
I would strongly consider using it. It would be one of the things that my wife and I discussed.
Anya says she and her husband would greatly benefit from male birth control if it were on the market.
We found that after I gave birth to Aaron, the birth control options were not that many because some of them affect lactation. And so since I'm breastfeeding, the question is, what's the right kind of birth control so that my husband and I are still close and bonded, but also my child is taken care of?
Now, male birth control would provide more options for singles, couples, and families. Researchers say they are experimenting with different methods to reduce the side effects, but research is still in the early stages. Reporting live from the newsroom, Michelle Gong, State of Events. Back to you, Alicia.
Thanks, Michelle. A nonprofit based in London is providing the homeless there with basic needs. Now, the organization is bringing their service to San Francisco. State of Events' Erasmo Martinez spoke with the founders. He joins us live with a report. Erasmo?
The business Crack Insider launched in San Francisco this weekend. The London-based company hopes to help tackle the homeless issue in the city. Charlotte Kramer and Scarlett Montanero used their spare time to help the homeless. In London, the two started Crack Insider, a nonprofit company that provides clothes, backpacks, and hygiene items for the homeless. They got their idea after reflecting on a time they denied a homeless man change.
Charlie and I both did the kind of, oh, I'm sorry, no, I don't have anything, which, you know, is the standard response, I think. And then we confided in each other afterwards that wasn't okay, and why did we do that, and what's the issue here.
They then created a website where customers can buy clothes for the homeless. After a year in London, a San Francisco expansion became the next step.
It was kind of how big the issue is in San Francisco on the global map. Although you might not be able to get someone out of the situation of homelessness, it absolutely does not mean you can't treat them like a human being and try to make their day in any way possible as slightly less uncomfortable.
Several homeless shelters and services in the city will help distribute the products. Crack Insider hopes to have all of their products ready before Christmas. This is Erasmo Martinez reporting for State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
Coming up after the break, expansion plans are underway for the new BART locations.
And the ride-sharing giant Uber is making it easier to link up with friends. More on that after the break.
Human trafficking is an almost $10 billion industry here in the U.S. According to HeatWatch.com, 46% of California's criminal trafficking cases come out of Alameda County.
Last weekend, runners flocked to Lake Merritt in Oakland for the 3 Strands Global Annual Break-Free Run. The purpose of the 5 and 10K race is to draw attention to the nationwide epidemic.
While some came for a workout, others came to inform the masses.
It actually is the 3rd fastest criminal crime in the United States behind drugs and counterfeiting. We know that there's an estimated 100,000 that are in the sex trade, and we know that the average age can range between 11 and 14 years old in the United States.
Alameda County, especially Oakland, is a major hub for trafficking.
The Alameda County District Attorney's Office has prosecuted more than half of all human trafficking cases in California. Since 2005, we've prosecuted almost 600 human trafficking cases.
Proceeds from the Break Free Run go toward the 3 Strands Global 3-point rehabilitation program.
If they have been exploited, they need to be recovered, restored, and then reintegrated with a job so that they are empowered to know who they are and their amazing potential.
3 Strands is a global organization that helps people who have been trafficked in places like Nepal, Haiti, and in the U.S. But here in Oakland, there's a woman named Regina Evans who has been doing her part to heal and restore survivors of human trafficking.
If you're in this movement, you have to work together.
Regina's door is a vintage clothing store and a safe haven for trafficking survivors.
From the beginning, the intention was to always serve the community. This thing is so huge and so big that you cannot do this thing by yourself.
Regina stands out from other organizations with what she calls holistic healing.
This creativity will soothe the soul. We do sound healing, we do drumming, we do painting. We've done plays here where survivors were involved with the play from top to bottom.
She's leading by example and asks that the public do their part as well.
Don't put a blind eye to it. Like, this problem is so huge that people don't even want to listen to what you're saying about it. These are your babies. That's not it. And so you have to really step up to the plate.
In Oakland, I'm Abene Clayton, State of Events.
San Francisco State has seen a rise in thefts, according to the 2016 University Police Department. The UPD crime log shows the last month there was 35 theft incidents. So far in November, there have been 6. The Golden Gate Express reports the increase could be because petty crimes have been downgraded to a misdemeanor and probation rather than time in jail. Due to the recent incidents, UPD will deploy more plainclothes surveillance and visible uniformed officers during later hours.
The majority of students here at San Francisco State are commuters.
Some of them travel from East Contra Costa County, like Antioch or Pittsburgh.
I found out how that commute may be getting easier with the eBART expansion. BART is almost finished with their eBART expansion project. eBART will connect Antioch and Pittsburgh riders to the Bay Point station. This should help make the ride to Bay Point faster by avoiding the dreadful Highway 4 traffic. San Francisco student Rod Villagomez commutes from Stockton, California. He leaves Stockton at 4:30 in the morning to make it to BART on time.
I think it'll make it easier. I think it'll make it a lot less stressful because of the fact that I'm not going to be, subject to that Pittsburgh Bay Point traffic and where it, starts to bottle up.
But for some students, the expansion may not be of much help, especially when it comes to parking. The Bay Point parking station fills up by 6:30 in the morning. The last BART station to fill up is North Concord, and that's at 8:30. But this new parking lot will provide 1,000 new spots for Antioch commuters, but that won't guarantee a spot for everyone. BART program manager Luna Saliver talks about the additional parking.
Well, we are serving the community by providing 1,000 parking spaces, but because so many people live away from the urban core of San Francisco and Oakland, it probably won't be enough.
Simone Webster is a senior at San Francisco State and commutes from Antioch.
My commute has been brutal. I would say there were some days where I'd go to Pittsburgh and absolutely no parking.
Saliver suggests riders should get creative.
Bike to BART, take a shuttle, or use the bus system in the city of Antioch.
Antioch's bus system, Tri-Delta Transit, currently provides a shuttle and free parking. So for now, Antioch riders can enjoy free parking until eBART is completed next winter. I'm Alicia Zapata with State of Events. If you ask the typical sports fan what their favorite sport is, chances are you won't hear them say roller skating. Sports reporter Alicia Mayo takes a closer look at the non-traditional sport.
Basketball, football, soccer, roller skating. Yes, roller skating is a sport too. And according to skaters, if you practice it like any other sport, you can benefit and enjoy it. The popularity of roller skating is still big. It's not a thing of the past.
Skating is my life. It's a part of it.
I feel good. I want to come in on a Friday night, hang out with the kids.
Between 2006 and 2014, almost 13 million people participated in roller skating. It's not a thing of the past. In fact, 15 new skating rinks have been built across the country in the past 14 months, says Jim McMahon, the executive director of the Roller Skating Association International.
Still roller skating?
They're still roller skating. Real estate taxes and insurance are issues for owners, but the popularity still exists. And the good news is owners are finding rural, inexpensive land to build rinks on, so roller skating fans can still get their groove on. Of course, it's important to wear protective gear when you're roller skating, but remember, roller skating is a serious cardio and strength building workout. So make sure you check with your physician before you lace up those quads. And as you can see in my piece, I love roller skating. Here in San Francisco, I'm Alicia Mayo reporting for State of Events.
Thanks, Alicia. Christmas is over a month away, but retailers are already in the spirit.
And what would Christmas time be without ice skating at Union Square? These stories and more coming up next. Welcome back to State of Events. Each year, MTV brings the biggest music party to the small screen, and this month, it went across the pond. The MTV EMAs is the European version of the award show. State of Events reporter Thelma Annan has more on Sunday's winners and losers.
The MTV EMAs took place in Rotterdam, Netherlands this year. Smooth as ever, Bruno Mars kicked off Sunday's award show. But what's an award show without some killer outfits on the red carpet? Singing 24K Magic, Bruno Mars is no stranger to the stage. He first performed back in 2011 and has won 3 times. This year's winners included Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, and Dutch DJ Martin Garrix. But now it's time to talk fashion. Host Bibi Rexha and Winnie Harlow were all about those plunging necklines. Meanwhile, Jordan Dunn and Electra Lamborghini left little to the imagination. Jordan in Balmain and Electra in a cutout jumpsuit had jaws dropping. Actress Nina Dobrev added much-needed color to the sheer trend, wearing a beautiful purple Ellie Saab dress. And who could forget about the men? Green Day and G-Eazy kept it classy in all-black suits, while rising stars Jaden Smith and Jack brought back the 90s in oversized jackets and prints. For more of your favorite celebrity looks, check out our Facebook page, State of Events. Live from San Francisco, this is Thelma Annan, State of Events. Back to the studio.
Thanks, Thelma. A high-end fashion line with a bigger cause has premiered in San Francisco.
The motive behind the company is moving. State of Events reporter Tanya Zelke sat with audience members at the show.
Couture, fashion, and confidence is what you see on this catwalk. However, the message behind these couture dresses is far beyond that. Metamorphosis fashion show by Dia Ates has found a way to give back to local and international nonprofits. By auctioning off their dresses, price ranging from $10,000 to $70,000, a percentage of that revenue is going to go to 27 charities they are partnered with. Russ Clamaco Estrado, CEO of the company, wants to help change the world.
Our mission statement is actually to help the nonprofits by giving back a percentage of our revenue to all the partners that we have. Most of our invitees are people that we work with. They usually donate a lot of money, but the whole point of that is actually to give back to these people.
Sponsors, nonprofits, and donors sat side by side networking with one another at the event. People traveled from all over the world for the big night to support the company and their goals. Sandra Gunn flew in from the East Coast to represent her nonprofit at the event.
You know, it's really, it's been an amazing journey because when people hear what we do for stage 4 women and their children, they open their hearts and they join in with us.
Charities from all over the world gather tonight for a noble cause, a place where fashion meets heart and luxury meets a bigger purpose. In San Francisco, Tanya Zelke, State of Events.
Halloween is over and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. But if you walked into retail stores today, you might see a Santa in the window instead of turkey. State of Events reporter Andriana Shepard joins us in the studio to explain the Christmas creep.
The Christmas creep is a worldwide phenomenon. The Consumerist says this is when retail stores bring the miracle of Christmas earlier than its traditional season to consumers everywhere. And if you step onto Market Street, you'll probably think downtown San Francisco is no exception.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Christmas lights are up, Christmas decorations are out, and Santa is already in town. Or just in Bloomingdale's.
I'm all about Christmas. I'm all about the festivities. I'm all about the decorations. I'm all about the music. I'm all about the lights. But I won't celebrate until December when that time comes.
In a BBC article about the phenomenon, NYU School of Business professor Herbert Kleinberger says decorating for Christmas early can make or break a retailer's entire year. He says because holiday sales have not been as strong in recent years, stores start decorating and selling early. But for some customers like Jessica, the creep is just annoying.
You know, how commercial do we have to be? People will shop, but why shop this early? It just buzzkill.
Sure, it's Christmas once more.
Nordstrom says it will continue to close on Thanksgiving to prepare its in-store holiday decorations. You can see the store's decorations and displays and online accents the day after. The Macy's Christmas tree is up in Union Square as well. Black Friday marks the official tree lighting ceremony. I'm Adriana Shepard, State of Events. Alicia, back to you.
Everyone has their holiday traditions, and San Francisco has started to bring theirs out. The Union Square ice skating rink is open for the season, and reporter Nicolette Stewart was able to talk to some of the people there. She has the live report.
Thanks, Alicia. People of all ages came out to Union Square, not just to see the big Christmas tree, but also the skating rink. Not everyone skates, but there can be joy found in skating, sitting, and even falling. San Francisco's popular tradition, the Union Square ice skating rink, has returned for the 8th year in a row. Experienced skaters grabbed their skates and glided onto the ice. While the not-so-experienced grabbed their skates, it didn't glide too far from the rail, and some glided straight to the benches to watch. For some, it's a tradition.
This is a tradition. My daughter and her father, they make me come out here. I don't like it. It's cold, but it makes them so happy and they bond together. And I just love seeing that.
I love the holidays and ice skating. It's fun.
Because it makes her happy.
And for others, it's the first time.
Yeah, we wanted to come because it was something new, something most of us haven't done yet. So
it's the holiday season. It's always
that is true.
Every holiday.
Festive and fun ice skating is set to run on Union Square until January 17th of next year. Big, small, young, and old, Union Square promises to bring a smile to everyone's face. Here in San Francisco, I'm Nicolette Stewart, State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Nicolette. State lawmakers are talking about the possibility of increasing the number of community colleges that offer a 4-year degree. 2 Bay Area community colleges continue to offer bachelor degrees. San Bruno Skyline College offers a 4-year degree for respiratory care, and Foothill College in Los Altos offers one in dental hygiene. They are among the 15 community colleges approved to offer 4-year degrees in California.
After the break, we'll give you an inside look at San Francisco State Gators sports.
And there are Pirates in Half Moon Bay. State of Events reporter Chloe Ortega will have more on that when we return.
Sometimes it's hard to juggle everything at once. Different lessons to learn. Different places to explore. Different errands to run. But the one thing that always gets me through the day is my reusable bag. Make it a habit and grab it. This message brought to you by the Bay Area Recycling Outreach Coalition. When I go out, I like to look my best. I like to make a strong fashion statement. The hardest part of getting ready is finding the perfect reusable bag to match my outfit. There are so many styles, I know there's a perfect reusable bag for any look. So when it's time to go shopping, my reusable bag is a reflection of who I am. Whatever your style is, make it a habit and grab it. This message brought to you by the Bay Area Recycling Outreach Coalition.
The Warriors have been the pride and joy of the Bay Area since winning the NBA title in 2015.
But it seems they might have some Bay Area competition this year.
State of Events Victor Anguiano joins us in the studio to talk about the resurgence of the first-place Raiders in the NFL.
Thanks, Alicia.
One of the most memorable quotes in Raiders history was when legendary owner Al Davis told his players, "Just win, baby." But in the last decade, the Silver and Black forgot how to exactly do that. Well, that all changed last Sunday when the Raiders beat the Broncos in prime time and told the entire nation, hold on to your seats, because we're back. For the first time since 2006, the Raiders had a Sunday night game at the Coliseum. The Silver and Black defeated the defending Super Bowl champs 30-20. For the first time since 2001, the Raiders are in first place in the division with a 7-2 record. But the biggest takeaway is that they were finally able to run the ball and get defensive stops. Latavius Murray ran for 114 yards and had 3 touchdowns, while the defense only allowed 33 rushing yards and forced 2 turnovers. But for Murray, a lot of work still lies ahead.
We're in a tough division, and so this thing can go any way, and we know that. So we know we can't look at this game as something that's going to define us or define the season. We got to continue to go out there and work hard, and we're going to have to earn every game we play.
Now the Raiders are heading into their bye week, but in week 11, they'll be taking a trip to Mexico to play the Texans on Monday night. And while one team continues to trend upwards, the other one continues to free fall in the NFC West standings. The Niners lost their 7th game in a row to the Saints, 41-23, and this Sunday, it won't get any easier. They'll go to Glendale to face the Cardinals. Game starts at 1:25 p.m. And staying in the topic of struggling teams, San Francisco State's women's volleyball team can't seem to break their 20-game losing streak. The Gators are having their worst season since 2001. Last Friday, they lost to Humboldt State in straight sets. First-year head coach Matt Huffman is optimistic of the team's future, having 10 underclassmen. Tomorrow night, Gators will return in action in Pomona, and with 2 games left in the year, they'll be looking for their first win of the CCA AA Conference. Ulani, back to you.
Thanks, Victor. If you've ever wondered what it was like to sail aboard a pirate ship, State of Events reporter Chloe Ortega shows you what it is like. Chloe joins us in the studio with the story.
Thanks, Uilani. This ship was the only real ship in the movie Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl. It was the HMS Interceptor. Pirate ships may be a thing of the past, but you have the chance to step back in time. Take a tour of a 17th century ship and sail away like Captain Jack Sparrow. Grays Harbor Historical Society is giving people the chance to tour their ship. It's the exact replica of the original Lady Washington, the first American boat to travel to Honolulu, Hong Kong, and Japan.
What we do is educational.
The Lady Washington in the 17th century would transport goods for trade.
This is sort of the equivalent of all the big container trucks you see traveling up and down the 5. Most cargo was shipped in ships like this.
Many people come to see the ship out of intrigue. For others, it's a way of life. 19-year-old Ethan Nielsen has lived in the Lady Washington for almost an entire year.
Living here on this boat, it's everything mixed together. I live here, so this is my home. These are my friends. This is my job, this is my school, and I'm learning to sail all at the same time. In this 1 year, it's been a hectic, crazy adventure, but I wouldn't change this for the world.
Ethan hopes to be a captain someday for the Lady Washington. If living on the boat isn't the life for you, you can experience and explore even just for an hour. The Lady Washington is stopping by numerous ports around California. You can tour the ship for free and pay $50 per person to sail. You can learn more information on the State of Events Facebook page. I'm Chloe Ortega for State of Events. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Chloe. And that's going to be it for today's State of Events.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.